So, Valtteri Bottas has joined Mercedes as their test and reserve driver for the 2025 season, leaving his previous Sauber seat for the upcoming campaign. But it wasn't his choice. By the sounds of things, he did want to stay on and be a part of the Audi Formula 1 program when it kicks fully into gear in 2026. And Bottas, it's fair to say, has been less than complimentary about Sauber. When he came to his final race at Abu Dhabi, he basically said thank you and goodbye, and has said openly that he regrets moving to Sauber and wish he left when Frederick Vasseur, who's the team principal now of Ferrari, left the team, because he had the option to do so, but promises were not kept. He's not happy and he's gone. And now he's come out and said as well that Audi's Formula 1 program is in trouble because of Sauber's poor chassis. Let's have a look at what Valtteri's saying here. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always, guys. Our news pieces are back for the new year, so let's dive in. Valtteri Bottas is not sounding optimistic about the near-term future of Sauber as it transitions into the fully works Audi team for 2026 and beyond. The Finn and 10-time Grand Prix winner admitted recently that signing a 3-year Sauber contract was a career regret, leaving him without a single point in 2024 and without a race deal for this season. Bottas, who is now 35 years of age, is returning to Mercedes this year to be a full-time reserve driver. He said the following recently: "The biggest difference will be when the lights go out on Sunday," he told Australian Formula 1 photographer Kim Illman. "I'll be watching from the outside and that will be strange, and it will definitely take some getting used to, but I'll try to keep busy." Indeed, he has been was a part of Formula 1 as a full-time racing driver ever since 2013, so that's 12 years in a row. It must take some used to being in the sport for so long, and then obviously not being beyond that. Sauber also ousted Guan Yu Zhou at the end of last season, with the experienced Nico Hülkenberg and reigning F2 form champion Gabriel Bortoleto now in the Hinwil-made cockpits for 2025. No idea what to expect out of Bortoleto, 1997 world champion Jacques Villeneuve told Action Network. No idea. Formula 2 has never been a good judge of drivers. You know, he's got a point. It's very hit and miss. Some drivers look incredible in Formula 2, such as Stoffel Van Dorn, and they come to Formula 1 and they look very average. Some drivers look very average in Formula 2, like Kamui Kobayashi, and they get to F1 and they're actually pretty good. I'd even argue that Franco Colapinto is one of them as well. I think he's been incredible since he's been in F1. But in Formula 2, he was good, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't winning every week. He wasn't in contention for the championship, really, before he went to Williams. Bottas's prediction is even gloomier, not only for 2025, but also for the real start of the Audi era in 2026. "My biggest concern is the chassis," he told Sky Deutschland. "It will not be manufactured by Audi, but will continue to be manufactured by Sauber. The chassis side definitely needs to be improved." Bottas insists it has been a difficult start for the brand so far. Audi F1 boss Mattia Binotto says the team made good progress in the latter stages of 2024, but he also admits that Sauber has a lot of catching up to do. "There is much less production and technical capacity, a very outdated simulator, and also around 400 fewer people than at a top team," said the Italian. Indeed, he used to be at Ferrari, so he knows what these top teams are like these days. Explaining the lag, Binotto continued, "This team has only survived for the past 10 years. It has been in survival mode, making the best of the situation. However," he says, "Audi is determined to be successful by 2030. That date keeps getting put back." I'm noticing that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of catching up that Sauber has to do, and if we're being totally honest here, guys, I fully expect Sauber to be the worst team on the Formula 1 grid next year. I don't see how they can claw that gap back. They have clearly the worst car on the grid. Yes, they did make some progress towards the end of the year, but not enough really. They weren't scoring consistency. Zhou got a couple points in Qatar, but that was it for the entire season. They were the worst by some distance. So there is clearly a lot of work to be done there, and they are going to be focusing most of their efforts on 2026, as are most of the teams. So I mean, you know, it's the law of diminishing returns, so perhaps you might say that Sauber maybe have a chance because there is so much to improve on the car. But they might have also got themselves down a developmental, not really a black hole, but a bit of an alleyway, and they don't know how long it goes for. That corridor there, they might reach the end of it. They might reach the kind of the you know, the potential ceiling of that car in that design, a bit like Red Bull did. Remember how Red Bull was so quick at the start of the season in 24, then they tailed off as the mid-season got in. I think they might have hit a bit of a developmental kind of block, really. It's like, we can't do much with this car. We need to do a fundamental redesign, which they did, and it did work. But it took a long time to do it, and that's for the most, arguably the most efficient and effective Formula 1 team over the last 3 years. I would say so. I mean, you might argue McLaren from where they started compared to where they are now, but you know what I mean. They definitely won the most races and the most championships during that time. So yeah, I think it's going to be a season of pain and learning for Sauber in 2025. For Gabriel Bortoleto, there's not really any expectations on him. There shouldn't be, in my opinion. Not that he's not good enough. He is good enough. He's great, but he's brand new to Formula 1. He's barely even sat in a Formula 1 car. I think his first experience, that was the Abu Dhabi post-season test. He's very, very young. He's going to be learning a lot from Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg's going to give his feedback for the car, where they need to improve, where they're good, i.e. everywhere and nowhere, probably. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And obviously they got the new engine as well. They'll have an Audi engine in 2026, which might help them. It might hinder them. We'll see what happens. But guys, your thoughts on Sauber next year in Formula 1. I want to hear them in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well. And we'll see you very soon for some more Formula 1 news content right here on the F1Chronicle.com. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.